Good morning everyone, welcome back to Hearthstone. My name is Rooster and this is Dragon Warrior. The new Pirate Edition, yeah. So a lot of decks as of late have started to include a Pirate package, basically, consisting of most of the time two, two small-time Buccaneers, a Batchelor Pirate, and a Pirate of your choice, and you could even consider, mostly for Rogue actually, you could consider including Bloodsoul Raider. I keep forgetting. There's the 2/1 charge pirate that has charge when you have a weapon. There's the Swashbuckler for Rogue. There's the N'Zoth's First Mate for Warrior in our case. And there's even the Bloodsail Raider. I keep forgetting the 1/2 that takes one charge off of your opponent's weapon, which is also well, it's probably not the most effective thing you've ever seen in your life, but it might actually be a thing. So this is a case where the small-time Buccaneer is not at its best, of course, since we don't have a weapon in hand to follow up with. Might just be that we have to take the risk. We're assuming our opponent is a Dragon Priest here, so let's actually curve out and put some pressure on our opponent. Instead of giving the initiative over to him. We might still be doing that, but if we get a weapon, then we're actually in decent shape. Especially with this. If we get some kind of weapon, we're looking good. If we don't, then we might be in a little bit of trouble. At least we drew a dragon to combine with our Twilight Guardian over here. So I feel pretty safe in playing this. We're not hitting that, we're just going face here. This is not the start you're hoping for, of course, but that does sometimes happen. At least we didn't draw patches, right? So there's a relief, I guess. Again, not really what we're looking for, but we might find something that's helpful here. We could get a Rogue Hero Power, actually. That would be quite good. Alternatively, we could go for Life Tap, which is not terrible. We could go for Totems, which could be good against Priest, to be quite honest. Life Tap's not bad. These are all valid options, to be honest with you. What happens if we start trading? We trade this one. I don't feel we're running out of cards anytime soon, so Life Tap is going to be a future. It's going to be good in the late game, but I'm not sure. I would rather pick something we would like to use right now, and in that case we should probably go for the Totem, which may look a little odd, and this may very well be wrong, but I think we've got something going on here. And as long as our opponent does not have an efficient, cheap board wipe, we could be in okay shape. Of course, Talon Priest is still a little annoying here. That is interesting. Right. So as long as we are able to kill that, which we are, of course with the Core Chronolite over here, then we're looking okay. Still don't have a weapon for the small-time Buccaneer, so this little guy did deal 3 damage to face already. So that's not awful. We killed the Bram Bronzebeard, so there's no need to worry about that too much. And ooh, a little scared of Holy Nova, which is starting to see more play in Dragon Priest as of late. Which makes me want to play the Twilight Guardian now. If he has a Shadow Word Pain, I think he would have used it on something this turn. And that's the prime thing we're afraid of right now. Holy Nova would still kill everything but Finley in this, but that's acceptable. And I don't really like going Blackleaf Corruptor face here. So that's acceptable. And we're putting on some pressure. Let's keep the small-time Buccaneer for now. We don't have a weapon. If we had a weapon, I would be more inclined to actually play it. Or if we had gotten Rogue Hero Power, for example. So definitely Dragon Priest here, but our board is looking decent, surprisingly. And we even got a weapon, so that's really sweet. Means we can go N'Zoth's first mate and trade this one in. That's pretty okay. We should be pushing the totem as much as possible, I think, but it's looking a little awkward at this very moment. What did he kill with? A Holy Nova would have been better, I think, although this does develop something on the board for him. Could actually just trade this and the Finley, which I don't hate. In that case, Blackwing Corruptor does go face, in which case we might as well just do this, right? In that case, we can trade the Finley. I actually don't hate that. Let's do it this way. Still deals a lot of face damage and preserves the 3/2 on the board, which has its own value, and even Dragonfire Potion doesn't entirely wreck us here. In that case, we might have considered playing Draconid Crusher, but that would make trading into the 5/4 a lot more awkward. So playing a 9/9 here sounds appealing, but he hasn't played the Shadow of Death yet, and he hasn't had any good targets. Well, except for the Corruptor, which died to the Dragonfire Potion anyway. So I kind of like just developing a little more hand size there. And the Curator is a very sturdy buddy against Priest, which I like in this situation. This is still enough pressure that he should be worried about dying next turn. If we draw Corcoran and leads, then even healing his own face won't save him, so that's good. Greater Healing Potion, well, that's unexpected. That means a 9/9, well, we can no longer play a 9/9. Well, we can if we attack face with a weapon, but we may not actually want to do that. Let's go with Azure Drake first, because that's relatively safe, even in the face of Dragonfire Potion, so that's good. We want to push the totem as much as possible, and I do like playing the Small-Time Buccaneer just to increase the clock here a little bit. We don't have to bring him down to 15 yet. I'm okay with this. It's a very sturdy board against Dragonfire Potion. It's it's actually pretty terrible right now. So yeah, alright. As long as you can keep your foot on the gas pedal, you can be okay against Dragon Priest. As long as your deck includes some dragons, I guess, because Dragonfire Potion can really flip the board if you're not being careful. We have got 8 plus, that is 14. We're 1 damage short, which means this is lethal. There we go. Alright. So that's Dragon Priest, and this might even bring us up to level 60 Warrior? Are you kidding me? Alright, well, one more game, I guess. We'll be seeing that in this video. This is going to be my 5th, I think it's my 5th level 60 class. Getting pretty close. I'm spreading the love amongst all classes. Not equally, but pretty close. I think my lowest class is actually Shaman at level, or rather Hunter at level 49, I think. Doesn't look like that's happening anytime soon, but I'm not in a hurry. It's mostly just golden cards, and I've got most of the basics down right now. Keeping Frothing Berserker, yeah, I think I like it. Sometimes you get stuck with a lot of barely playable cards in hand, and that can really put a dent in your curve. So, haven't got patches yet in my opener, which is good. That is a problem that's known to happen with decks like this. And having the N'Zoth's first mate, well, I don't need 2, but I do appreciate it being here, because that can really be a pain in the proverbial ass. Do I actually have to coin something out here? I would like to play this Small-Time Buccaneer, but my next turn doesn't look particularly awesome.
Happy Feast of Wintervale.
I'm just going to be a little hesitant here. buffing 2 cards, so that may be something like... Do I wish I had played that right now? Actually, I'm okay with it. I am actually okay with it. We could go for... We certainly want to do this, and I think we're letting him take the first trade. I'm not particularly bothered by that thing right now. Oh, I do think it's correct to play the Frothing Berserker, and in that case... Well, he's got 1 minion, perhaps a True Silver Champion, so he can't play that yet. I think I'm actually okay with this, but that should have happened in a different order, of course. Could have been a 3-4, shouldn't matter too much, I think. So, wondering about the contents of this card. A little curious. Is he considering playing this card? In that case, it's not actually what I think it is. I'm putting it on a True Silver Champion, but it could be a Consecration, I guess. Handbuff Paladins don't have a lot of room for non-creature cards. So there's not going to be a whole lot of those. I'm really hesitant about the inclusion of the Ravaging Ghoul in this deck also. I've already gone down from 2 copies to 1 copy because it's just so awkward sometimes. Oh, that's an interesting choice. Alright, well I guess we'll deal some face damage in the meantime. We could be walking into Consecration, so let's be aware of that and promptly ignore it, I think. I'm kind of happy I didn't play the Small-Time Buccaneer yet, because that would make it even more appealing, I guess. Let's go Finley. And see if we're getting anything useful. I'm tempted to go with the Steady Shot in this matchup. Although against the Paladin, the Fire Blast is going to be pretty good also. I'm not terribly upset about this. Let's hang on to the last weapon charge, I think. What do we do next turn? If we top deck a dragon, we play this. If we don't top deck a dragon, we will likely play the N'Zoth's First Mate, but then we can still attack with the last charge, so I'm fine with not using it here. We're not really that aggressive a deck, despite what some of our openings might look like. Oh, that's cute. At least he didn't draw too much. We've already... Alright, would he have used a Consecrate there? I think he would have. Consecrate is a card that... but he did use the buffed minion, and he did use... I think the card that was stuck in his hand was the Divine Favor. So, with that... Shall we hang on to the weapon charge for 1 more turn? I think we do. Let's go with the monkey here. I like the monkey because it blocks any chargers, most of all. I think a True Silver would have been played, I'm not entirely sure. But this is relatively sturdy against Consecration, so I like that, and... Ooh, hello. The hand buffs will become kind of scary right now, but I'm kind of happy about this Ravaging Ghoul we have. Alright, that's 5 hand buffs. Getting a little scary, but we have a lot of pressure to put on him, so... I want to keep the weapon around, I want to attack this, and then equip a new weapon. Sounds like a nice idea. I'm certainly okay with this. Filling the board. That deck usually doesn't have that much room for Consecration or Equality, so... And we're putting on a lot of pressure. We didn't miss lethal or anything, did we? I don't think we did. He's looking like he's in trouble. A hand buff Paladin like that usually has trouble dealing with a full board of minions. Can make some swings based on playing just much bigger minions than your curve should allow you to. What do we have here? I guess some rather awkward trades, but this is likely to happen. I guess that means this happens. Are we afraid of Consecrate? Not really anymore. So I'm actually okay with this, making trades with the smaller minions. I guess we could have fit a Ravaging Ghoul here. Would that have allowed us for lethal? I don't think so. It could have been the right choice, but let's ignore this for now. Yes, Ravaging Ghoul would have... That might have allowed us lethal damage. Because we dealt 2 damage with minions to his minions, so the Ravaging Ghoul would have done that. Then we could have hero powered his face. I think we might have... Oh, but of course the 1-1 minions would have died. That might have not worked, but he's dead anyway, so that didn't matter. I should have been more careful of that, because it was looking rather close. I'm not sure whether that would have worked out, but we should have paid attention. Alright, level 60 warrior, hurrah! Would I recommend playing a deck like this on the ladder right now? Actually I would. I think this deck has a decent matchup against both Pirate Warrior and Pirate Shaman, which should be the most prevalent decks on the ladder. Mostly. It can hold its own against Rogue, although if the Rogue gets a good start, then you can definitely be in a little bit of trouble. Do we keep the Blood to Acre? There's a question. I do like the card, but I think we don't keep Blood to Acre and Frothing Berserker, because we want to try to mulligan for our 1-drops. So either we keep the Blood to Acre or the Frothing Berserker, and I think I like the Acre a little bit better. Sure, let's go with this. That does not look like a lot of early game. We might be in a little bit of a pickle here, but we've got a couple of good draws here. So, not incredibly worried, but if we don't draw an Azel's first mate anytime soon, we might be looking at some trouble. Do we just Blood to Acre the 2-1? It's not looking like we're killing that anytime soon, so I guess we actually are. I'm not liking this. But I think that's necessary, just to slow down the clock a little bit. Coin into monkey looks decent, especially since we drew the other monkey, so I'm liking that. This is fine. Trading the monkey for a weapon charge and the patches is okay. Wondering what he has, because that last turn... I think it's strange that he didn't attack face, that's the main thing. A lot of people have started running oozes. There are none in this deck, although you might want to fit one in. It's hard to find a room in a deck like this, because it's hard to cut cards. Wow.
Blood and plunder.
Using a heroic strike just to save patches, that seems like a bit much, but I could be wrong here. Still liking this monkey. There's not a lot of options if you draw relatively poorly, I guess. There's a real risk of us drawing patches before pirates too. I guess we have 4 pirates in the deck aside from patches, so it's just a 1 in 5. It's not a 1 in 5 you want to get, but I guess it's there. 5-3 might be a bit of trouble. But I guess the dragon might hold the fort for a little bit, since he doesn't have a source of 1 damage anymore. So this is actually fine. We can run the Cork Run in here if he has a way to deal 1 damage. We may have to, we don't want to, but we're playing the control here. I'm okay with that. Arcanite Reaper into the dragon, that's good. Cork Run Elite into the 3-3 is not very pretty though. So I would like to find something else, and this is okay again. Again, not ideal, but as close to ideal as possible, I think. Because if he doesn't have a great answer, he's going to have to waste another charge of the Arcanite Reaper, plus the 3-3 here. Oh my. Oh my. Well, that's awkward. We might be dead pretty soon now. We don't have a way to deal with that, unfortunately, so that means we're taking 10 next turn. That's a lot of damage. That's a really strong start with double Dread Corsair for him. That's really unfortunate. I don't think there's a lot we can do about that. Best we can do, unfortunately, is just to make this trade, and I guess play a Fairy Dragon just to be able to trade into this thing and hope he doesn't top deck damage for the next 7 turns, basically. We can armor up every turn from now on, and we'll have to see whether he has any. Still have to kill that Loot Hoarder too. Did not use it, wow. That's actually... is that good for us? I'm not sure. Well, the only thing we have to play here is... well, we could play Patches and Fairy Dragon and Armor Up, but I don't think that's going to win us any games here. So I guess we have to dodge 2 top decks here just to have any chance. I don't think the Fairy Dragon is good enough here. So I'm going with this line. Might very well lead to our death, but that's just the way it is, I'm afraid. Any card that deals damage or upgrades his weapon will be enough here, but at least we have a 6/6 on the board. And I don't think the 2 armor would have helped here. Well, in this case it wouldn't have, but that's just the way it is. If they get a good start, and we didn't get any pirate for the first 7 turns. So yeah, that's unfortunate. That's just the sad truth about mid-range decks in general, actually. Sometimes a mid-range shaman doesn't draw its tunnel trogs. Sometimes a dragon warrior doesn't draw its pirates. I don't think there's much we could have done there. He had a good hand, we had a bad hand. I do think in general Dragon Warrior mops the floor with Pirate Warrior, basically. He had a really tough time dealing with our fierce monkeys and even our Twilight Guardians. That they took a lot of damage for us, but it just wasn't enough, unfortunately. Playing off curve a little bit that didn't help either. Against a shaman, this is actually pretty good. What worries me is the lack of a weapon to combine with the Buccaneer, but keeping a pirate is important. I think the monkey is pretty good against shaman. And Finley, of course, giving us a better hero power is also pretty essential. The ghoul again, not entirely sure whether it belongs in a deck like this. It's really good when it's good, but it's also really bad when it's bad. So that's just how the game works in general, I guess. But let's go with Patches versus Patches. Do we trade? Actually, we don't have to. We don't have a weapon, so we could just go Finley here. Take the free trade, see what's up. I do think I like this. And do we out-totem the Totem Shaman, or... well, it's a Pirate Shaman, so we might just go for the Totems, although Daggers are also pretty good. Daggers do synergize with the Small-Time Buccaneer, I guess. So we should probably go for this, and then do we coin out... I kind of like coining out the Small-Time Buccaneer. It's a little vulnerable, actually only to Flametongue Totem, so that's probably fine. We do commit ourselves to hero powering the turn after, but that might just be a thing we want to do anyway. I think I like it. Having the extra attack available next turn, and we forgot our patches. That happens a lot. Let me tell you, that happens a lot. It really takes some getting used to playing pirate decks for you to not forget to attack with patches anytime. So that did eat a charge of the Jade Claws, so I guess that's kind of okay. And in this case, we do get kind of a free trade on this. We committed ourselves to hero powering anyway, so this is kind of fine. If he manages to clear the board, I can't imagine how he would do that. Then we can play our ghoul next turn, or perhaps we can make a trade with Finley and then ghoul afterwards. In this case, I'm fine with playing monkey. As long as he doesn't have a flame tongue, then we're kind of okay with how this is going. Sure. We're not the aggressor here, I think, so let's not waste the dagger charge here. Don't have a dragon for the Twilight Guardian. That might be a strike against this deck in particular. The dragon count is a little lower than you might want. I'm not sure what we're actually cutting compared to a standard dragon deck, come to think of it. It's not really that strange. We top deck a dragon, so that's really good. He had a Spirit Claws, but no totem yet, so the ghoul is also really good here. But if we play the Twilight Guardian, then the ghoul is still fine next turn. We can kill this. It's looking pretty good, although that can change rather quickly when playing against Shaman. I do think we are favored against the average Shaman deck. The very heavy Jade ones can prove to be troublesome. Flame Tongue, a little annoying, but Ravaging Ghoul will do some work next turn at least. So that's something. And we can Hero Power to bring the Flame Tongue down to 1 health, being able to kill it next turn, or we can just top deck that one. I'm liking life right now. That is always going to be what the plan is, right? There's no way we're not playing this. So this is fine. And this is why Ghoul can occasionally just save your life. I guess in this case it would have been fine to dagger up, kill the 4-1. Did we have to use our Ghoul there? Perhaps not. Perhaps actually that wasn't necessary. Interesting. Yes, please attack first. Thank you. That is most unfortunate, friend. So what do we attack here? I think it's fine attacking the pirate. And playing the Korkron, just clearing his board. I like that thought. I like that thought. And keeping our minions healthy is going to be important enough. Let's just keep his board clear. There's not a whole lot he can do here. I guess he does have 2 cards, so I shouldn't underestimate him. But things are looking pretty good here. Yeah. Curator next turn basically drowns him in card advantage. I guess we're not drawing a Murloc. We've already... Oh my gosh, that's bad. Well, things can change rather quickly at the press of a hero power. That's how the saying goes, doesn't it? Let's see. This will likely have to trade into... Actually, we could leave that alive and just kill the other 2. How do we feel about that? If we're playing Curator, which we're likely to, I think Curator is going to be the best player, in which case we just cleared everything but the Totem Golem. I like that. I like that. Just stop him from rolling spell power totems and then we're okay. We could get a really good trade with Korkron Elite here, which excites me to no end. Can't kill the spell power here, but that's probably okay, right? So we're making this attack, that always happens. I guess we can ignore this and just kill the spell power totem again, right? What's the harm in doing that? As long as we build a decent board here, I'm actually okay with it. I should have considered playing the Frothing Berserker here. Do we still want to... I guess I'm actually fine with Azure Drake into Fierce Monkey. Is Fierce Monkey bad here? I guess it's not necessary. I would like to play the Small-Time Buccaneer. So let's go with Fairy Dragon. We can still activate the thing, so this is fine. Let's kill the Spellbinder Totem. I'm more afraid of the spell power totem than the 2-1 than the 2-3 tunnel trog. That is odd to say the least, I think. Will you stop that, please? You're scaring me. This is still not good for him, but he did roll 4 spell power totems in a row, I think. We're still winning, so I'm not complaining, but I'm just pointing it out. That is actually kind of ridiculous. It's not going to save him. I don't think that's an attack you want to make, sir. I will kill this with the Azure Drake, I'm thinking, yeah. I will kill that with the Azure Drake. I will kill the Spell Power Totem yet again. And I think that's game. We can play Frothing Berserker. Do we have lethal next turn? We have 11, 14, 15, 18 damage. Not quite, but we're getting pretty close. Just clearing his board, playing a big Frothing Berserker, I think. Might just be disconnected at this point. Is that lethal? I don't think that's lethal. We have 7, this doesn't deal 3. No, I don't think that's lethal, but we're getting pretty close. I'm messing up the Berserker again. Is it correct to still play it? Let's not overanalyze.
Do not touch.
Let's not overanalyze this here. Alright. So the Shaman matchup can be pretty good. But you do need some kind of not terribly below average start. That's all I can say about it. As long as you can get... I think as long as you can get patches from your deck for free, then you should be okay against the average Shaman. You will be in trouble against the slower Shaman decks, I think, unless you get a miraculously good start. So, for example, I played against a more Jade-focused Shaman deck, which included even 2 of the 7 mana 5/5 summon a Jade Golem thing. I'm tempted to keep the Azure Drake here, but I think that's wrong. The chances of us drawing another dragon are pretty high, and I would like the chance to actually get a pirate in the early game. This might be one of those games where we actually draw our patches again. Again, it's a 1 in 5. It happens sometimes. If you don't have any pirates in your opener, then it's a 1 in 5 of drawing patches first, and that happens. Chances of you not having a pirate in your opener are pretty low, I guess. I couldn't really say. I would have to do the calculations on that, but against a druid, let's see. He's played a wild growth, so I was kind of expecting the Wrath here. Is he playing Living Roots in that case? Jade Idol for a 1/1. That's not unreasonable. Alright. Makes the Fairy Dragon a bit weaker. Then again, if he wants the hero power next turn, I would be fine with it, I think. I have plenty of other dragons to fill the curve with, so I'm actually okay with losing it here. And again, if he wants the hero power here, then I'm okay with it. That means he's not really doing a lot. And that is just blatantly wrong, I think. I'm pretty sure that's just blatantly wrong. Question remains, do I take this trade? I don't think it's in my best interest to take it, no. That would just lead to swipe clearing the board, I think. Well, not entirely, but would lead to some pretty bad swipe situations, which I'm not a big fan of. Well, that is also an awkward card. I guess we actually do kill that. And I want to play the Berserker, but that's rather weak. I would rather go for Azure Drake here. Am I weak to swipe? I am a little weak to swipe, but that would still consume most of his turn, so I'm actually okay with it. Does the situation improve if I don't kill it this turn? I don't think it will. So I'll take this trade while it's available. It's still an okay trade for us, and we get to draw a card. Swipe would still require him to hero power and trade in his 1/1, which I guess is okay. And he's not really doing anything this turn, so yeah, I'm fine with it. And if the best he can do is hero power, why would you not hero power to save your 1/1? Well, 1/1s are pretty good against warrior. Well, I'm certainly okay with that. Do we double monkey or do we frothing plus monkey? I think the answer is pretty obvious. Even though we don't really have any trades on the table, getting the berserker out behind the taunt I think is pretty valuable. And we can even do some work here, I think. Would like to get a hero power that helps in this situation, I think. What can we do? If we get a 1 damage hero power, we can actually Blood to Ichor and kill it with the Berserker, which is really nice. What else can we do? We can still play Monkey in that case, can we? Yes, we can. So that would be a decent option, trying to get a hero power that deals 1 damage. Alternative would be, if I don't get a hero power that deals 1 damage, we could still make this trade. Does not excite me nearly as much, but I think the chances are decent enough that I would be willing to try it here. I guess that qualifies. Is that good enough? That is good enough, sure, I will take it. I'll take whatever I can get. And do we trade into this thing? I do think we do. The main thing we're weak against is Azure Drake Swipe. Just Swipe is probably fine. Still not enamored with the thought of him having another swipe, but I guess it's okay. You can swipe in hero power down the monkey, and that's acceptable. We can't bring him down low enough to play the Crusher, can we? I don't think we can. That is rather unfortunate. We can play Curator and get our patches. So I guess I'm fine with that. No more swipes. So that's exciting. We broke the weapon. That's a little sloppy, I guess. So could have thought about that a bit better. I don't think it matters in the long run. And we do want to attack face here, just to bring him closer to the 15 threshold. Only drawing 1 card with Curator, that's hilarious. I guess we already played both monkeys. I didn't realize. So this is the point where we start worrying about bringing him down low enough. Oh, that's not a bad top deck. But can we do it without? We can trade here, and then deal 4 damage to face. That's not enough. So I guess it's going to be Corruptor, or we can just play a 6/6, which is not bad. I almost pressed end turn there. I'm not sure why. If we do this, then we can make better trades, I guess. Do we even trade? That's another question. If we can bring his health low enough, I guess we don't. We can hero power again. I would like to play a 6/6 also, but that would lead us with some bad options. Leaves us with a little bit of damage on the board. Might not be enough for next turn, but we do develop a 6/6, which I like. I guess that's actually fine. Let's go with a 6/6 here just to get it out of our hand. The Corruptor is still going to be fine next turn. A little concerned here. But all the 1/1s do have some amount of value, I guess. So, not terribly upset. No more danger of swipe, which is really good. And leaving up the 3/3, it trades into the 4/3. He can kill one of our 1/1s, but that's okay. I think developing the 6/6 is better than developing the 5/4. I could be wrong about that, of course, but in this case it's looking pretty good. What else does he have? Could he be one of those Cthulhu Druid decks? I'm actually curious. I haven't seen a lot of card draw from him, so I guess he's not. I've been wrong before, of course. Oh, I'm liking this. No need to go for the 9/9 now, if we can make some proper trades, right? This might be the last turn we're actually trading, but I am still okay with this. This looks like it's worth it. Oh, did we hit that with our face? I guess we actually do. Does the 1/1 have enough value for that? For us to risk? What would we actually risk? He only has 3 cards in hand. I don't think we're actually risking anything here. This might be the last time we're actually going to attack face, but that's an acceptable risk, I think. Just putting a decent block out, and he's going to be in trouble. He needs to have something pretty darn good, and I'm not sure what that's gonna be. At the very least, a Feral Rage to survive, and something to kill. I guess a Wrath plus Feral Rage would do the trick. Wrath to kill the 6/2, and then because I do still have 15, 18 damage on the board exactly. If he actually hero powered instead of summoning the Jade Idol, he would have survived for one more turn, but things weren't looking pretty for him anyway. Alright, so that is Dragon Warrior for now. It has been decently effective for me. Of course, you can't really speak for the higher ranks, but it's been good against Shaman, it's been good against Warrior, and that's a lot of a major part of what you're actually seeing on the ladder. So, would definitely recommend. And as always, if there's something you would like to see me try, please let me know below. Have a great day, and I will see you again soon.